right, man. So, yeah, if you can just please start off by telling us your name, where you live, and what you do. You don't have to tell us your company, the company you work for, but just a little bit about what you do, where you live, your name.
Sure. Hi, my name is Arhum Nomani. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I work here as a marketing consultant.
Awesome, awesome, man. And then why did you decide to invest in turnkey properties?
Well, I work full time, so I literally leave home at 8 a.m. and come back at about 7 or 8 p.m.
Right.
And I wanted to get into real estate, and I wanted to start a cash flow and understand the real estate business. Figured that this would be the best way to sort of get my feet wet and enter the industry
Awesome, awesome.
as an investor.
Cool, cool. So why did you end up choosing Northwest Indiana, like Hammond, Indiana? Why did you end up choosing that market over other? Did you look at other markets?
Yes, I did look at other markets, and they're still on my radar. But what Indiana, number one, it's growing. Number two, it's landlord friendly. Number three, when I came to visit you and we saw the neighborhood, I think that was one of the key things as well. You see a nice, good neighborhood in a decent area, giving good returns. It's close to Chicago.
Right,
It literally is, well, like you said, it's one of the suburbs, like the outmost suburb of Chicago.
right,
So I think these were the main key factors
right.
that played a huge part.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the way to look at Northwest Indiana is as a suburb of Chicago in Indiana. I mean, there's a local train connecting, Northwest Indiana to Chicago. I have a few tenants that live in Hammond and they travel to Chicago every day for their jobs. It's like any other suburb. When I was in Chicago, I used to travel to Indiana every day, half hour to 45 minutes drive. So, no, I agree.
Exactly, that was a huge selling point. So
Awesome,
absolutely.
awesome. Okay, so did you have any concerns before going into business with us?
Yeah, I mean, one of the key things was, fear of the unknown, like, who you're dealing with. You're investing in a property that is miles away, and, you're kind of placing your trust and faith in someone else. So obviously there's that element of trust that comes in. But then, right, from the day when we met, actually, and even our correspondence on the phone before that, I really enjoyed that. You were very upfront about everything, your ideas, your plans, and then the fact that you have properties in the same area where you recommend properties to your clients and where your clients have properties. I think that speaks a lot. Like that sort of gives, and the property manager who's managing your property manages your clients' properties. So that literally is a huge sort of, is a huge way to say that, you put your money where your mouth is. So
Okay,
that is definitely great.
awesome, awesome, man. And you mentioned that you looked at a few other markets. Like what particular markets did you look at, or what other markets are on your radar right now? Just curious.
Some of the other markets, well, the two, three markets that I started off, again, I was huge on bigger pockets, so spent a lot of time there. Um, Initially, it was Birmingham, Alabama, was kind of close to me, but then I realized it's an economy that's not really growing or expanding.
Right,
Decent cash flow, but I look at some of the macro trends as well. They weren't favorable. Another city is Chicago, but then again, you kind of sort of get the higher taxes and
right,
it's not landlord friendly. The third market that I like a lot and potentially might be looking into in the future is Kansas.
right,
Um, Kansas is again a great economy. It's one of the up and coming cities. Has gotten great appreciation as well.
right.
That's one of the things I look for, appreciation.
Awesome,
So I guess that's the next on my list. I think one of the top ones on my list.
awesome, awesome. And
Yeah.
then, uh, so why did you decide to do business with us?
I think mainly because of you, man. I think after, I mean, right from the get go,
Thank you
it's
so much, man. I appreciate it.
you've literally been extremely helpful, extremely patient. I'm a first time investor, so I had a ton of questions. My closing took a little bit longer because of my circumstances. That
Right,
I was here as a foreign citizen, and then it
right.
just took time to arrange documents, and you were able to help me, guide me through the process, answer any questions, work with my bank, and finally until everything happened. And you've just been very responsive and easy to reach, and I think all these things really played a huge part. So I think you're investing is, I think, for the most part about who you're investing with as
Awesome.
much as it is about the market you're investing in.
Yeah,
I
I
think these two.
agree. I mean, it really comes down to the people that you work with more than, you can. You can work with somebody really good and they can help you make money in a D area, or you can work with somebody who's not honest and you'll lose money in an A area. So, but I really appreciate the kind words, man. It means a lot to me.
No, definitely, and that was a huge part. I'm not just saying it, but it really is one of the main reasons. You got to be comfortable with the person you're working with, and you've been very helpful right from the day one. So
Awesome. Awesome. I
yeah.
appreciate it, man. So what areas can we improve on as far as, what we did business-wise?
That's a very big question. I mean, I wish I could give more feedback on it, but I think right now I've just, everything that I've experienced has been great. The only thing is you're coming up with a website. I would highly recommend that
Yeah,
because, that's something I personally want to look at certain properties that are
right,
available. I sometimes think I'm like, hey, what does Shirt have out there? I know a lot of other companies have their websites which they update regularly.
right.
So really excited to see your website.
Yeah.
So I think direct off the bat, that would be the only one
Okay.
that you're working on it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I mean, we already have that in the work. So, okay. And are you looking to purchase more properties?
yes,
Okay. In near future?
yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Um, yeah,
And would
for
you
sure.
consider purchasing more properties from us?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Absolutely, yeah,
Thanks, man.
absolutely. I'm just looking forward. Like I said, just it's been 2 3 weeks since I've closed, so just waiting to just familiarize myself with everything, and then once everything goes smoothly, which it has been, everything
Right.
has been great. Everything continues this way. I think, and I get some experience as a landlord
Right.
to
Yeah.
say, get everything sorted out, and then yeah, I'll be ready to dip in
Okay.
again. Absolutely.
All right, man. The last question I have is, would you recommend us to your family and friends? I think you kind of already answered that question, but if you could,
Yeah, already have been. I mean,
awesome.
the answer to that already have been, and I think it's just going to get more and more as my friends have been asking me, and they're kind of like, "Hey, you're already there. Do you want to like help us out and things like that?" And I'm just like, "Okay, well, something I'm thinking about for sure. Let me get some more experience. So after I get my first couple,
Okay.
the idea is to definitely go and expand and get my friends and family involved. So
Awesome.
absolutely will recommend. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you one more question, even though I didn't have it written down, but how does it feel to be an investor now? I know this was your first property. How does it feel? What's the feeling like?
It's a great feeling, man. I mean, I already have a property where I live, but
Right.
as an investor coming in, being able to buy something and then kind of be like, it's a strange feeling because, people wait for so long to sort of get their second or third property, and being able to do that and knowing that this is something that is actually happening. And the day your deal closes, I think, I remember the notary when she was sitting here and it happened. It's a pretty cool feeling. It was,
Right.
because it was like, as I mentioned, it was a longer process for me than for most people
Right.
to just
Right.
go through the hurdles and all that and getting all the paperwork sorted. That was the main thing.
Mhm.
It was a good relief, and it feels good. It's a good feeling for sure that your money's working for you
Right.
basically, and it's somewhere that you're finally implementing something that you've been planning for a long time. It's a very good feeling.
Awesome. And is your wife excited too?
She is. She is. I
Yeah.
think she was kind of like she didn't know much about it
Right.
until recently. She goes like, you never told me that you're into it. I'm like, yeah, well, things were in the works and stuff. And now she knows that I do this like a lot, like after work, like I'm talking to you right now. So it's kind of like, oh my God, I didn't know this is actually like, one of your passions and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm working towards it. So,
Nice. Nice.
but she's
Awesome.
she's getting used to the fact that actually real estate is part of my life as well
You
now.
know, it makes your life much, much easier if you have a spouse or a partner who understand and who's on the same page. Not everybody has that, luxury where, your partner is on the same page. They understand why you want to invest in real estate, what's your long-term goal. So it's awesome that, you and your wife are on the same page when it comes to that.
Yeah, man, I've been very lucky that way, and speaking to you as well, you said as well that
Right.
you're in the same boat, like when you guys got married, and your wife was very supportive as well. So,
Right.
that's it. Definitely is a plus. I think I think it is a good feeling. That's for sure.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, man. That's it for the testimonial. I really, really appreciate the kind words.
Hey, man, no problem at all. I'm glad I could